Man, you see the title? You see the title? Man, Wack, man, he just keep violating, man. The boy Wack just keep violating. Wack about to lose his OG status, man. You know, he out here running around, running his mouth like he a BG or a YG or something. Wack about to lose his OG status. Yeah, man, the man Wack, man, he about to lose his OG status, man. He out here moving like a BG or a YG or something, man. Boys, in violations, man. Wack need to get DP, man. Wack need to get a DP. He out here moving like a BG or a YG, man. The boy Wack 100. You know, what up, man? We in the building, man. We in the building, man, to address this fuck boy Wack, man. You know what I mean? We trying not to curse, man, but sometimes, we passionate about certain topics, man, and certain, you know what I mean? Certain situations, man, we passionate, man. When Wack get to, trying to talk down on Nipsey, that's something that I'm passionate about because I look at Nipsey like, this generation's Tupac. You know what I mean? We all know what Tupac meant to the hip hop community, man, in the world in general. You know, we looked at Tupac like, a modern day version of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? It was a different time, and he was our version of, Malcolm X or Martin Luther King, man. You know what I'm saying? Tupac. When I was coming up, when I was in my teens, that's how I looked when Tupac passed. You know what I'm saying? When Tupac passed, we looked at him as, that was our generation's Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same for Nipsey Hussle. You know what I'm saying? He's this generation's, I'm a grown man, you know what I'm saying? But for the youth, that's in their teens and, you know, really coming up in the hip hop, culture and all that, he's there, Malcolm X or Martin Luther King, Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? He was a martyr. He was martyred pretty much. Yeah, I mean, he gave his life for what he believed in. And Wack just basically came out. You see the title of the video. I was giving a couple people a chance to get in the room, but I'm just gonna go ahead and take off. Wack basically said that Nipsey Hussle was not a LA. Now he's not a hip hop legend. That's how Wack put it. He said now one of his things. He said that Nipsey only put out one album. So he said, how could he be a legend if he only put out one album? Now I got to shout my man Trap House Boxing out for this because we was talking about it earlier, and he had brought this up, which was a great point. He said Nipsey can't be a legend. Wack 100 said Nipsey can't be a legend because he only put out one album. The Notorious B.I.G. only put out two albums. So what? The Notorious B.I.G. can't be a legend because he only put out two albums? Or so is that the criteria of being able to be a hip hop legend? You got to at least put out two albums. That's a question for Wack, since he said that Nipsey is not a legend because he only put out one album. That really that don't make no sense. And not only did Nipsey put out more than one album, because if we all remember, that was Nipsey only put out one album on the mainstream. But what about the album that he put out where he sold it for the mixtape? He sold the mixtape for $100 a tape. What about that one? And Jay-Z bought 100 of them. That was pretty much an album because he was selling it in the mixtape era. Because in the mixtape era, those mixtapes was free. Nipsey changed the game and he dropped, I want to say, I think it was the Crenshaw album. Don't quote me, you know what I'm saying? But he dropped that $100. for each copy. You know what I'm saying? And Jay-Z bought 100 of them. I want to say, yeah, I think Jay-Z bought 100 of them things. You know what I'm saying? There was only so many copies that he put out, but Nipsey Hussle put out more than one album. This is the mixtape era, so a mixtape in these time and days is like an album because the difference between the mixtape era back in the days and the mixtape era now is a lot of times on those mixtapes back in the days they was rapping over beats that was already used. They was rapping over popular beats. That's what made it a mixtape back in the day. But in today's time, these mixtapes have original beats on them. They're original songs. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just a mixtape song. They're actually making money off these songs. So it's a different era. So Nipsey put out more than one album. Basically said that to say that, you know. And yeah, that was one of the things that he said. He said Nipsey only had 1 million followers when he died. So now we judging legendary status on how many followers you got. That's what makes you a legend or not. How many followers you got. You know that really didn't make no sense to me either. And he said Nipsey never went on no world tours, and he said it was a couple other things. He said his reasons of why Nipsey Hussle wasn't a hip hop legend. Okay, okay. Nipsey only had 1 million followers. Nipsey only put out one commercial album, and he never went on a world tour. That right there doesn't mean that he's not a legend. But let's say you're correct about that. Since he didn't do none of them things, we're gonna play devil's advocate right now. Since Nipsey didn't do none of those things what Wack said, or he only had 1 million followers, and he only put out one album, and he never went on a world tour. So if we're gonna use that, okay, Nipsey might have not been a hip hop legend in a lot of people's eyes when he passed, but after he passed, he became that because we was able to look back on all of his works and look back on everything, and that's what kind of cemented him in the realm of like Tupac. You know what I'm saying? And Big, it put him up there when he passed. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get to finish out, a full life, which we could say that Nipsey lived a full life. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't get to take the marathon to levels that we knew he would have took it if he wouldn't have passed at an early age in his 30s. You know what I'm saying? So Nipsey became a legend when he passed. It was cemented because it gave us a chance to look back. You know what I'm saying? And not only see, we can't just basically try to judge Nipsey as just being a rapper. Of course, that was his profession. That's what he did. He was a rapper, but Nipsey was so much more than just a rapper. He's more than a hip hop legend. He's a LA legend. He's a West Coast legend. You know what I'm saying? He's going down in the books. All of the things that he was doing in the community outside of basically the music, these are the things what legends are made of. These are the things what make Nipsey a legend, not necessarily just the music aspect. You know what I'm saying? How many followers he had. Because we all know Nipsey was pretty much slept on for the most part of his career. And why was that? Nipsey chose to go the independent route. If Nipsey would have signed with a major label, like basically what Wack is trying to do is compare Blueface career with Nipsey. Because the question came up when they was basically asking Nipsey, when they was asking Blueface, why didn't he show love when Nipsey passed? And from all accounts, shout out to 730 Radio. By all accounts, Nipsey's hood and Blueface's hood been beefing for a long time. It's been a little turmoil with them two hoods. So this is the reason that Blueface is using for not RIP and Nipsey. But when it comes to like people like Tupac, Nipsey, Notorious Big, these people transcended hip hop and gang, they transcended the gang life and the street life. You know what I'm saying? Just like BH said on No Jumper. Shout out BH, all money in. He said just on some Crip shit, Blueface should have gave it up. He said he didn't have no problem with BH said he didn't have no problem with Blueface. His issue was with Wack and the gang. But he said just on some Crip shit, Blueface should have gave it up. You know what I'm saying? On RIP tip. Fuck the beef or whatever. You had Bloods, you had other rival neighborhoods of the 60s that showed their respect when they Nipsey died. The Aint gangsters even came, and that's the 60s biggest rivalry to date. You know what I'm saying? That war has been going on for like 30 years. And Aint gangsters came and paid their respect. Bloods came and paid their respect. You had Schoolboy Q from Hoover, Five Deuce Hoover. That's a rival gang of the 60s. He said he wasn't putting out no music that week because basically that was his way of showing his respect. You know what I'm saying? So for Blueface not to want to RIP Nipsey because of some gang politics, it shows me that Blueface is still in his little boy stages. And, that ain't no man shit. As a man, we got to give props where props is due. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about what gang a motherfuckers from, or if you're in, like if you got an enemy, like Nipsey said his last post, he said, it's a blessing to have strong enemies. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to be like, okay, this might be my enemy, but he get busy. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to, you know what I'm saying? Just because somebody's your enemy, that don't mean that they necessarily is a flawed character, or especially when it comes to the gang shit. But the conversation started when Wack 100 was trying to defend Blueface. You know what I'm saying? And he was saying that basically people jumped on Nipsey's bandwagon when he died. He said Wack said that Nipsey pretty much brought the murder, getting murdered. He brought that on himself, and he said a few different things. But he also said that Nipsey wasn't a legend, a hip hop legend, and basically that people jumped on the bandwagon after he died and all this and that. Now, BH responded to that. He basically said that Wack he's not from LA. This is what Nipsey's Crip neighborhood 60 partner from all money in. He said Wack is not from LA. We all know Wack is from Pacoima. You know what I'm saying? He said he's not from LA for one. So he has no business speaking on LA politics. And he's not a Crip. So he has no business speaking on Crip politics. You know what I'm saying? So in that aspect, BH said that he's in violations just for even speaking on the topic. You know what I'm saying? So it's like me, I'm not in the Crip and the blood politics of LA, but I can say Wack is in violation for speaking on the dead in a negative way. You know what I'm saying? We all heard the saying, if you don't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. There's no reason for Wack to be trying to beat a dead horse. The man is passed on, man. You know what I'm saying? The man is passed on. You can easily, if you don't got nothing good to say about Nipsey, leave it alone. Don't say nothing at all. When the questions come up, just skip past the questions. You know what I'm saying? Because the man is dead. Let the man rest in peace. That's all Wack should be saying. R.I.P. to Nipsey. And going about his business. Who cares about his opinion of how he feel about a man that has passed? Every time he speaks about that, the family has to hear these things, and to hear the negative light being brought on Nipsey's name and on his legacy is pretty much, man, it's pretty fucked up, man. It's pretty fucked up. And Wack, he did the same shit with Tupac. When the Tupac movie was coming out, Wack went on a media tirade to where he was going in on Pac, saying how Pac wasn't a real gangster and all this and that. How I guess he had a problem of people putting Pac holding Pac up at such a high standard when it came to the West Coast political scene. You know what I'm saying? You know, Wack had a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the man is dead. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't address it while he was here, you know what I'm saying? Let it go. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that you can do by trying to throw dirt on the man's name while he's not living. It's not going to do nothing. So this is the second time Wack have violated one of our hip hop legends, man. One of our hip hop legends that's passed on. They can't defend themselves. They can't speak for themselves. So that's why, I feel like it's my duty to come on this goddamn YouTube and basically straighten it out, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope Wax see this. You know what I'm saying? I might shoot it to him in his DM. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah, man, you need to leave the dead. Let the dead rest in peace, man. So even if, bam, what Wack is saying is correct, even if that's correct, man, let the dead rest in peace, man. If a question come up in an interview about Nipsey Hussle or some shit like that, R.I.P. Nipsey, and go and next question. For you to sit there and want to give out your negative feedback on how you feel about Nipsey or whether he was a hip hop legend or not is basically irrelevant to the conversation because it's really an opinionated subject. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, what your criteria for to be a legend might be different from my criteria. So it's really an opinionated issue that you can't give a fact about it. You can't give facts on it, so there's no need to speak about it. Now, if he was speaking and he was just speaking facts, you know what I'm saying? Because he say Nipsey's not a hip hop legend. I say he is. I say if he wasn't when he was here, he definitely became one when he died. You know what I'm saying? Because we was able, not just because he died, he became a legend or some dick rider shit. No, we was able to look back at his works. We was able to go listen to his old music and listen to some of the old interviews. We was able to put a microscope up to him and he checked out. Like you said, he had no smut on his rep. He checked out. He was official street dude that transitioned to the rap, went the independent route, self-made millionaire type shit, man. This is legendary shit. You know what I'm saying? This is legendary shit. If you want to compare him and Blueface, Nipsey didn't sign a deal like Blueface did right off the top. You know what I'm saying? Blueface signed with cash money. That's pretty much he signed to a major label. Nipsey partnered with majors as he had basically had reached his prime of his career. He ended up getting him. I think he signed a label deal with Atlantic, but he signed a label deal, Wack, not no artist deal. So he did the independent route because Wack say everybody want to say that Nipsey was independent. He said if you look at the credits on his I forget wherever what credits he was talking about, but he said you're gonna see Atlantic or Epic, whatever major label that Nipsey had partnered with. Nipsey signed a label deal or a distribution deal, part himself. He signed a distribution deal with Atlantic. He didn't sign as an artist. So these things, we can't confuse the two, you know what I'm saying? About when it comes to the business side of it and just the artist side of it. Nipsey had his business shit together. All of this shit is what make Nipsey a hip hop legend. What person, what person was able to sell a CD for $100 in history? Wu-Tang sold their album for they did an auction. They auctioned off an album and that the dude, the creep that I forget his name and shit. Man, I forget that creep dude and bought one. He bought the Wu-Tang album in an auction, and that shit went for I want to say $1 million or some shit. I forget how much the Wu-Tang album sold for, but that was one copy. They got auctioned off. What artist in history sold an album slash a mixtape for $100 that was able to do that? Just that alone is legendary. You know what I'm saying? So don't try to just mention some of the man's accolades and don't put it all out there of what he actually was able to do inside the industry. You know what I'm saying? As far as independent. Yeah, that weird dude, Shekel, I think he locked up now, the dude that it took the AIDS medicine. He had bought the shit and jacked the prices up on the shit. And he was a creep, a real creep, man. He was going back and forth with Ghostface at one point in time. That was going viral and all that. But that's the dude that bought the Wu-Tang album. Bam. That's his name, Martin Shkreli, whatever his name is. But yeah, Wack, man. It's like it's almost like Wack didn't have the right G's around him when he was coming up. It was like he wasn't raised right. You know how some people can get up to an OG status, but still never, really got that tutelage. You know what I'm saying? That they was able to get because we know that Wack was up under Suge Knight. And we all know Suge Knight didn't start gang banging until he got out of college. You know what I'm saying? So this is the type of people that Wack came up under. So I kind of understand. Shout out Suge Knight though, free Suge Knight. This is not a shot at Suge Knight because I do got a lot of respect for the guy, man. What he was able to do in hip hop. But Wack came up under him as far as that was his big homie, and we know Suge Knight didn't start gang banging until after he got out of college. So these are the type of things. If, in my opinion, Suge starting to gangbang so late in life, he didn't get to make his bones, so to say. So these type of things is what led Suge to have to be in and out of prison in his later years. When most of the time gangbangers go to prison in their early years, and when they're older, they're able to right some of their wrongs. You know what I'm saying? But Suge did it backwards. And these are the type of people that Wack came up under. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of can understand why he do some of the lame ass shit that he do. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, man, if you a OG out of LA, Pacoima or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to move in a certain manner, man. And to just be speaking on the dead in a negative way, that ain't OG shit. You don't see Big U out here looking crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? And so we just not to compare motherfuckers and shit, but these is two supposedly OGs from LA. OG, Big U, he's a great representative, in my opinion, of how an OG should maneuver. You know what I'm saying? Outside looking in. When I see Big U and how he moved, I can salute that. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff he was saying out his mouth might be a little controversial. I might not agree with everything he says, but he moves in a real political manner, and you could tell that he had the right upbringing. So now he could raise the uh, the young boys in the right way. He could lead them in the right way. See, Wack, him being in an OG status, he's actually leading the young boys in the wrong direction with this frivolous behavior, this erratic behavior. You know what I'm saying? To just saying anything in the media. You know what I'm saying? Just man, very unpolished. You know what I mean? Very unpolished. And it's like I said, BH from All Money In, he said that Wack 100 is not a Crip, so he don't even got no business speaking on Crip business. You know what I'm saying? Just like that's on some LA shit. That's what BH said. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I'm not in the Crip and blood politics, but I say Wack has no business speaking on the dead, man. He did the same shit with Tupac. Now he's doing it with Nipsey, where he's basically throwing dirt on their legacy. You know what I'm saying? And he's supposed to be a representative or a leader of the West Coast. Wack is. So it's like, how are you sitting on your West Coast legends legacy? And you supposed to be one of the people in the forefront of the West Coast movement. You know what I'm saying? You should be doing everything to keep that they legacy's intact, brother. You know what I'm saying? You wilding right now. Blueface could never add up to a Nipsey Hussle as far as character. Because one thing you gotta know, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to the gang shit or just being a man in general, this shit gotta be in you, not on you. And Nipsey didn't just start moving in that manner how what we seen. Nipsey been on that type of time. Trap, what up? Yeah, Nipsey been on that type of time. I told him earlier how we was chopping it up and how you was like, so what? Biggie ain't a legend? And because he only dropped 2 albums? Nipsey had way more material than Biggie. He put out way more mixtapes and albums than Biggie did all together. You know what I'm saying? He put out way more music. So it's like, what, Biggie not a legend because he only dropped 2 albums? Come on, Wack. You wildin', bro. You wildin'. Trap say you been lurking. Hey, ready to knock somebody block off, man. I don't know where them trolls is at today. They was up in here the other day. Yeah, I mean, I was like, where Trap at, man? Yeah, I mean, fucking knock somebody block off, man. Yeah, I mean, we love the trolls though. We love the trolls. You know what I mean? And that's to me, that's all Wack doing, man. Wack is goddamn, he's trolling. But you can't troll a dead man. It's like, come on, man. You foul. You foul, man. You know what I'm saying? You need to keep the dead out your mouth, man, unless you got something positive to say. If you ain't got nothing positive to say, now I can see if the person was a fucking a scum of the earth. I could see if the person was a scum of the earth. Their whole life they was just a piece of shit, and they died a piece of shit. Yeah, we ain't gonna have nothing positive to say about them. You know what I'm saying? But when you speaking to these people that were so great, you know what I'm saying, and did so many great things, you can't do that, man. You can't do that, man. Hey, I ain't never been slapped in my life, Rip Dog. Hey, no man have never slapped me, bro, and it ain't happening today. Not some yesterday, and not tomorrow, brother. Big facts. But yeah, man, Nipsey was definitely the people's champ, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't take that away from boy. You see how the internet went up when he died? Who the internet go up for like that, bro? Nobody, the internet ain't went up like that for nobody else when they passed, bro. You know what I'm saying? People say they jumped on the Nipsey bandwagon. Bruh, Nipsey, the internet went up for Nipsey when he passed, man. Yeah, man. The internet went up for Nipsey when he passed, man. Straight up. RP dog, show your face, man. And I ain't even gonna respond to you till you show your face, man. You a real fuck nigga. Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of trolls on the internet. I give you that. RIP dog, he's one. But when Nipsey passed, the internet went up. You know what I'm saying? For like a week. I still got people on my timeline posting Nipsey posts. You know what I'm saying? Everyday type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the man was a legend. You can't talk you don't even got a profile picture, RP dog. Man, get a profile picture, man, and you can speak, man. I'm about to get you clapped. And I'm about to get you clapped, man. When you get a profile picture, I answer any question you wanna know. Get a profile picture, RP dog, because you're about to get clapped. You know what I mean? Straight up. Yeah, man. But the boy Nip, man, was definitely a legend, man. A hip hop legend, an LA legend. West Coast legend. It's cemented. Straight up. You could argue if some of his music was if his music, you could argue about him and Tupac about the music because Nipsey, we know he was born and raised in that culture. You know what I'm saying? So Pac, he moved to LA and he adapted the culture. You know what I'm saying? So the comparisons, man, you can go on and on and on with them too. But Nipsey definitely a hip hop legend. Fuck what Wack talking about. You know what I mean? He from the West Coast, so for him to say that is just like, man, Wack need to get violated, man. Basically, what it comes down to, Wack need to get violated. I love to see when he run into them 60s. I hope they put it on camera because I'm gonna post it on my Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I'm posting it on the gram. I'm probably posting on a hip hop media outlet too. Because when them 60s run into Wack, it ain't gonna be good, man. I can tell you that now. I'm sure he moving real, yeah, I mean, real undercover, yeah, I mean, real like the president or something. He's saying he talking like that out of his mouth. I'm sure Wack ain't just popping up now. You know what I'm saying? He might be at the little events and all of that as far as with Blueface or with his artists and shit like that. But Wack ain't just on the scene like that, man. He's somewhere in a mansion somewhere, goddamn, doing his 1-2, man. Speaking on the phone, on the phone and shit. Doing his 1-2. But he was out though. He was outside in that last interview with TMZ ran up on him. He was outside. I don't know where they was going to, but I'm sure it was some business situation that he had going on. But TMZ had pressed up on him and he was outside. So when them 60s get a hold of his ass, it ain't gonna be nothing funny. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can say. Big U ain't really spoke up on the situation. I'm sure they've had talks behind the scenes. This might be why Wack feels so comfortable to be able to talk about this shit. But it's like BA said, you ain't a crip, bro. And Nipsey is dead, man. Let that man rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Let Nipsey rest in peace. I see Trap had to clap RIP Dog. Boy ain't know how to act, man. We got to get him some home training, man. RIP Dog don't got no home training. He a super troll. We love the trolls, though. We love the trolls. Don't get clapped, though. My boy Trap, you know what I mean? He'll clap you. He definitely clap you. Shout out a Liberian girl, man. Yeah, man. The boy Wack is out of line, man. He out of line on this one, man. I've been trying to hold it down because Wack is, he's his stat. He got OG status out there on the West Coast, man, in LA. Well, Pacoima. He got OG status in Pacoima. That's the gang he from, whatever, Paru, out of Pacoima. He got OG status in that. But as far as LA politics, Wack really don't got to say so for him to be speaking up on the LA gang politics when he's from Pacoima, which is right outside of LA, he need to stick to the Pacoima politics. And for a matter of fact, the last time I checked, there's plenty of them dudes from his own set that won't phase with him, man. It's a couple dudes from his set that want the fade with Wack, and Wack ain't. You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard nothing about him accepting no phase, man. This the same dude that stole on snitches from the side, stole on stitches. He stole on Wack from the side. I mean, Wack stole on stitches from the side. And that's pretty much his claim to fame. But he won't take none of them fades from them dudes in his hood that want to fade with him. While the dude, RIP Dog, talking about Wack or slap somebody, Wack won't even take them fades in his hood, man. These people, the folks from his gang, they want to fade with him because he's a fuck nigga. They say he's a fuck nigga over there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know him personally, but I can see that he got fuck nigga behavior, you know what I'm saying, the shit he be doing, but the dudes from his own hood want the fade with him, and Wack won't even take the fade. Shout out G Principle, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out G Principle, man. I think they jumped boy or some shit. Wack got boy jump or some shit. But boy been trying to get the fade with Wack. You know what I'm saying? So, he talked that tough shit, that tough Pyro shit, but go get the fade, man, with your boys from your hood, man. Go get them fades while you always like to call folks out and you always calling folks out from different sets. You all up in crip business. He was just going at YG about a month ago. You know what I'm saying? So he's a troll, man. Wack is a troll, man. But you don't troll a man that's dead. You know what I mean? You don't troll a dead man, especially somebody that we hold at a very high standard, man. That's just like saying that Malcolm X or Martin Luther King was just speaking down on them men, and they not here. And all of the shit all of the work they put in for us, what we look like speaking down on them. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. He acting like the motherfucking you know, what you call it? I want to be politically correct. The programmers, man. He acting like the enemy, man. He acting like the enemy, man. That boy Wack, man. He out of line, man. I couldn't I couldn't let this one go. You know what I'm saying? I heard him talking. It was a couple days. I was gonna let it ride. I heard him talking. But when he did that interview on TMZ, I was like, nah, bro, I gotta say something for Nipsey and Nipsey's honor. Long live Nipsey, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I can't let Wack just go in on Nipsey like that, man. And I'm still like pretty much the way Nipsey went out, it's still hard to believe that, that he went out like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's still a fresh wound. So for Wack to be, speaking on that man name, man, and he just passed a few months back. Come on, Wack, man. We're supposed to be grown men. We grown men before we any gangster, any gangbanger, any of that shit. You a man first. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a man. That's what it comes down to, man. You gotta be a man in this shit. And Wack is giving the wrong example to the youth with this kind of behavior, man. Him being a 40 plus or however old this motherfucker is, and he acting like a young boy. He's still acting like a young boy. Yeah, man. Boy still acting like a young boy, man. That boy Wack, he need to get DP, man. He need to get a violation, man. Basically what it come down to, Wack need to get violated, and that's that, man. You know what I mean? Penitentiary rules, man. You do some shit like that in the penitentiary, your ass getting violated. You know what I'm saying? You getting violated. You do some shit like that in the penitentiary. You ain't getting no one-on-one fade. You ain't getting no fair one behind that. You getting violated. Your ass might get poked up in some more shit behind some shit like that in the penitentiary, man. So that's what Wack need to get violated. Penitentiary rules apply with Wack, man, on this shit right here. Because basically that's where this gang culture and all that shit, as we seeing the New York blood story come to fruition as far as how things started, all this gang culture, this shit comes from the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? The laws and the policies of how shit is ran is basically it comes from the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to this gang shit, penitentiary rules apply, and Wack, he got to get violated for this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't promote violence. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about peace and teaching the youth. You know what I'm saying? The right way. You know what I'm saying? And don't follow down the wrong path like I did as a youth. You know what I'm saying? I did it backwards. You know what I'm saying? Where I had to learn that wasn't the right way to go as an adult. You know what I'm saying? And change my life for the better. I didn't have nobody to school me and to lead me in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Me and my homies, you know what I'm saying? Trap, you know what I'm saying? All the day ones, we raised ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we got to lead the babies the right way. And I'm all about peace. But when we see somebody moving in a certain man, for every action, it's a reaction. You know what I'm saying? If we gave him a pass when he spoke on Tupac, we gave Wack 100 a pass for that. We pretty much, I mean, a lot of people didn't agree with it, and it went up behind that too, as far as a lot of people did response videos to Wack. A lot of people called Wack out for phase just for that. That's where some of the phase that Wack never accepted come from when he spoke on Tupac. But and pretty much nothing ever happened. We gave him a pass. This one, he crossed the line, man. No more passes for Wack. He need to get violated, man. Simple as that. I'm not saying that he need to get shot or stabbed or nothing like that, but he need to at least get touched. You know, for he could learn a lesson that he might have should have learned as a youngster. You don't speak on the dead in a negative light. You know what I'm saying? Especially not somebody that's held in such high regard. Which I feel like we shouldn't speak on the dead period in a negative way. Once they dead, their works or whatever they did while they was here is pretty much that died with them. You know, I know in the gang culture, you know, they smoking on each other's dead homies and all that. They do that in the gang culture. You know what I mean? They smoking each other's dead homies. That's part of the culture. But that's just pretty much, you know, that's just the most disrespectful way you can get at your opposition is by disrespecting their dead homies. So that's some gang shit of where they disrespect each other dead homies. But Wack being a 40-plus-year-old man and steady got dead icons in his mouth, like he's trying to compare himself to them, or he's trying to, you know, he's basically giving his opinion of how he feel about them. But it's always a negative light shed on with his opinion. It's always a negative little ulterior motive behind it. It's like Wack is a hater, man. He's a hater. Basically, what it come down to, man. And that's what's wrong with our motherfucking community, man. It's motherfuckers like that. You know, they see another person doing good, and you got to throw dirt on they name or try to, you know, bring them down to your size because maybe you're not on the level that they on, or you know, it's just that hate mentality that's bred in the hood, man. You know, that's why we see so much black on black violence. It's that hate, that self hate mentality, and that's what Wack he perpetuated that self hate mentality, man. Clap. What do you say, man? What boy say? You clapped him again, folks? I see you got clapped again. He came back. He got clapped again. He must have violated. Yeah, man. That boy Wack, man. He out of line for that shit, man. Violated my man Nipsey Hussle, man. Neighborhood Nip. Long live neighborhood Nip, man. Hey, folks, that's why I gave you the pistol, bro. Hey, shoot him as you please, bro. I hit you off with the pistol, so you know what I mean? You clap him however you know what I mean, folks? You know, we go way back, bro. So I trust you with the pistol, folks. I trust you with my life, folks. So I know you gonna goddamn hold me down. You know what I mean? And vice versa, man. Straight up. You know, we done been in action together and all that, bro. So you already know what it is, man. You already know how your folk gonna give it up, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, he ain't even got no profile picture, man. You know what I mean? I ain't about to go back and forth with boy, man. I ain't about to go back and forth with boy, man. Yeah, but I love the trolls though, man. The trolls, you know, we accept all the trolls. You know, if you got something good to say, bad to say, whatever, man. You know what I mean? We got thick skin over here, man. We ain't, you know what I mean? We done been in the streets for real, man. We done been in the streets, left that life alone. We done moved on, but we still, the shit is once it's in you, it's in you. You know what I mean? Once it's in you, it's in you, man. And Yeah, man, we got thick skin over here, man. We love the trolls. Every now and then I go back and forth with their ass. Hey Trap, man. Hey Trap got that burner. Trap gonna goddamn squeeze off on your ass, boy. Y'all better act, hey, y'all better goddamn come in this bitch like you got some sense, boy. Trap gonna goddamn, he gonna bust your head. Yeah, I mean, boy got he got the strap, so he gonna bust your head if you come in there acting like Rip Dog and shit. Hey, I'm gonna start calling him RIP Dog, because that's he RIP right now. He dead in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, but the boy Wack, he in violation. Nipsey is a hip hop legend. You know what I'm saying? He's going his legacy's gonna live forever. Yeah, I mean, and ain't nothing Wack, Blueface, none of them motherfuckers could do about that, man. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to pay homage, man, and give props where it's due, man. Give props where it's due. And Wack, you just speaking on Nipsey in a negative way, man. That ain't no man shit, bro. That ain't no man shit. Especially if when Nipsey was here, you didn't say these things to Nipsey. You had a chance to say these things to Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you and Nipsey crossed paths many times. If you and Big U, y'all so buddy buddy, I'm sure you and Nipsey crossed paths. You had a chance to say those things to him. And if you said them to him, it's no need to reiterate it in the media after the man is dead. But I know you didn't say it to him. That's why you feel like you got to get it out now and you got to really go public with how you feel. But basically, how you feel is just your opinion. What's a hip hop legend to you don't mean it. A hip hop legend to me might mean something totally different. You know what I mean? Hey, straight up. It's an opinionated topic. So for you to even get all in the media just throwing your opinion around like it matters, your opinion don't matter, man. Nobody's opinions matter. You got to come with facts when you basically in the media and you speaking in the media. You have to come with facts. Your opinion don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you see some of the more polished media people that's used to dealing with the media. And if you see some of the people that's not so polished, like a Wack, they just come out their mouth with anything. But if a person you see that's more polished, like say a Marion, I don't know if y'all seen the Marion interview on Vlad TV, but Amarion is polished, so all he's dealing with is the facts. He's not dealing with no opinions about this, that, or the third. Vlad's opinion, or he ain't. He's not giving his opinion. He's just dealing with the facts of the situation, and then he's out of there. That's how you have to deal with the media. You know what I'm saying? You don't throw your opinion around like your opinion means something because everybody got an opinion. It's like an asshole. Everybody got one. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem today in the social media age. Everybody think their opinion means so much. Like even you know, the troll culture, everybody opinion is, you know, they feel like it's so valid just because they got a platform to where they can put their opinion out there. But just because you put your opinion out there, it doesn't mean shit. That's just your opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's just your opinion. We got to deal with the facts. Fuck how I feel about something or how this person feel or that person feel. We got to deal with strictly the facts. You know what I'm saying? And we got to learn to decipher the difference between a fact and opinion. A lot of people try to put their shit out there like in this case, Wack 100. He tried to put it out there like it's facts when he get to speaking about world tours and followers and one album. Okay, those might have been facts, but those aren't all the facts. Speak about how the man sold an album for $100 a copy. Speak about that. Speak about how the man basically went from an independent to a major, like basically he was a self-made millionaire. Speak about that through hip hop. Speak about that. You know what I'm saying? So it was like Nipsey showed other artists how to grind as far as the independent route. You know what I'm saying? Did he ever get with a major label? Yes, Nipsey had deals. He had a few deals, but the first couple deals that Nipsey got was independent labels. Then the last deal that Nipsey signed was a distribution deal with Atlantic. So he actually was still an independent. Wack say just because Atlantic next to his name or he wasn't independent, he was still an independent because he only signed a distribution deal with Atlantic. All Money In was a brand, you know? So yeah, man, Nipsey definitely was a hip hop legend. He is a hip hop legend. And unfortunately, a lot of people didn't realize it until after he died. Me personally, I follow Nipsey's career. So I follow Nipsey's career. What up, Melody, man? I follow Nipsey's career, so I already knew what he meant to the culture before he passed. You know, when he passed, I did go back and basically I listened to all the interviews, watched all the documentaries. I really already had seen most of them, but that gave me a chance to go back and listen to a lot of his music that I didn't hear. Because I was familiar with Nipsey outside of the music, as far as the things he was doing in the community, the STEM program, the Slauson T-shirt store, buying property and different things like that. I was in tune with that side of Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when he passed, I already knew what kind of legendary status that he held. You know what I'm saying? And the internet went up for him, so that showed you right there. The internet ain't going up for nobody like that unless they're a legend, man. You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's levels to this legendary shit. You know what I'm saying? It's levels. And Nipsey is at the top tier of the legends in hip hop. He's up there. He's up there with your Tupac, your Biggies, and people like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, is it sad that a lot of times that we don't realize how great the people are until they pass? Is that sad? Yes, that's a sad thing. It's actually fucked up that, you know, that we can't give people their flowers while they're here. You know what I'm saying? That's ugly that we can't give them their flowers while they're here and we gotta wait till they die to acknowledge them. It's an ugly thing. But that doesn't mean that he wasn't a legend before he passed just because a lot of people didn't realize who he was until he passed. You know what I'm saying? We can't take that away from Nipsey, man. We can't do that, man. And you know, may all them dudes, man, live forever, man. May their legacy live forever. Tupac, Nipsey, Biggie, and all the fallen soldiers, man, that went, you know, before their time, man. Yeah, man. Boy, you know, he definitely, man, lived a full life. Nipsey lived a full life. And it's crazy because he was only 30. I think he was in his early 30s when he got taken out. You know what I'm saying? So just his life in general is legendary. It's the stuff movies are made of. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to that Nipsey Hussle movie. I know that shit gonna be fire. I know that thing gonna be fire. The story don't never get told in a full manner of how we might like want it to be, but I can't wait for that Nipsey Hussle movie to come out. That Nipsey Hussle movie gonna be a fool. That's gonna be one of the best hip hop movies to date. You know what I'm saying? I say the best. If I had to say the best hip hop movie as far as you know the budget that they put into it and just the response at the time, NWA had to be one of the best hip hop movies. You know what I'm saying? I put Tupac up there, and you know you got your classics like Beat Street and you know your break-ins and uh Beat Street breaking. What's the one with Curtis Blow and shit with the Fat Boys, Crush Groovin and all them. You know you got your classics, but in modern times, the NWA movie, the Tupac movie. If y'all haven't seen those, go check them out. Uh, that's two of the best modern day hip hop movies. that I could say, and I'm waiting for that Nipsey movie. That Nipsey movie, I know that thing is gonna be fire. Nipsey, his life is what legends is made of, man. His life story is what legends is made of, and that's definitely movie. It's a movie material. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a fact. And no, Black Sam, his family, Nipsey family is over the estate. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how much control his homies got in the situation, but I'm sure that would be included. You know what I'm saying? In the process, you can't do a movie without all money in and just yeah, man. But I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Man, this video is coming up on an hour, and I pretty much touched on everything I wanted to touch on in this joint. Nipsey is definitely a hip hop legend. Fuck what Wack say. You know what I'm saying? Uh, man, hit that subscribe button. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? If you haven't already. Uh, follow us on Instagram at One Urban Media Fix. I also have two other channels. Subscribe to those and hit the notification bell on Urban Media Fix. This is Urban Media Fix. Then I got Indigenous People Media Outlet. Then we got Hip Hop Media Outlet. Hip Hop Media Outlet, that's one of the channels where I put some of the more controversial content, the documentaries that y'all know me for if you've been with this channel for a while, uh, fights, um, just all things hip hop over there. Over here, we do more lives. We go live over there too. Then we got Indigenous People Media Outlet. That's my conscious channel for my conscious people. We got Trap House Boxing. You see him in the chat room. That's our affiliate channel. Go follow, go subscribe to Trap, hit the notification bell for all things boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's how we giving it up. And if you do music, you definitely need to follow me on Instagram and DM me your music. I will help promote your music. It's got to be good quality as far as your videos and your songs. If it's in a video format, we'll post it on our page. Your songs, we'll post that in the story. And yeah, man, it's all the way up. And without further ado, we're gonna be coming back to you with more content. You know what I'm saying? As the details unfold, we will bring you the information. It's a it's an interview that just came out, and I want to touch on it, but I'm gonna wait for the next video. I ain't even gonna give it up about this, but it's a question I got in this interview. Basically, here's the question I got. Now, the New York Bloods thing started in Rikers Island, right? It's questionable how it started because the original members got basically they got kicked out of Bloods. The first 5 members got kicked out of Bloods. But Corey King, CK did an interview on Flip. Y'all go check that out if y'all haven't seen it yet. He said that he was brought home by Shaw 120 and Deadeye in the Queen's Flip interview. But in on his lives, because boy got a Corey King, he got a YouTube page, and I'm subscribed. I was checking out one of his lives. He said that he was brought. For a matter of fact, I asked him the question in the chat on the live. I asked him, I said, "Who brought you home?" And he told me. He said, "Shaw 120 and Supreme." So my question I got for Corey King, we follow each other on Instagram, so shout out Corey King. But the question I got for him is, why did you switch up the people who brought you home? You kept Shaw 120 in there, but you saying Deadeye. You're not saying Supreme no more. So what is the reason for that? I know it's a reason for that, but I need to know what the reason is for that. Because usually when people do things like that, it's for it's to cover something up. And I want to think that That's not why boy is doing that. I want to think that it's another reason why he's doing that. So that's why I'm asking. Why did you say Shy 120 and Supreme brought you home before when I asked you? But when you get on Queen's Flip, you say Shy 120 and Deadeye. That's a question I got for Corey King if you're watching or if you get a chance to see this video, you know. But and I might even do a video about that. You know what I'm saying? That might be my next video. I might do it today, or as the details unfold, man, we'll be coming back to you. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, without further ado, man, that's it for today. We're a little over an hour. You know what I'm saying? We don't like to go too long over an hour because we want to keep the videos watchable, you know. And yeah, man, we out, man. Fuck Wack 100. Use a fuck nigga, man. Long live Nipsey, man. The hip hop legend. Straight up. Long live neighborhood Nip.